Welcome to Crowd Observations number 98, people. The weather is not very nice here, but as you know it, we gotta be places. So let's go accelerating from that light. You were not expecting that, were you? Nobody ever would, and my question is, how did this truck make it to here without his gate opening up before? So many mysteries we will never find a conclusion for. Have you ever been towing a car before? And would you know how to do it right? Well, in this case here, both people were not the best at getting this done. The easiest would always be to use a tow bar, but not many people got those, so ropes are being used. When you do that, it is crucial to keep the rope under tension at all times. Otherwise it happens what you see here. This must be done by the rear driver keeping his brakes in mind, so that the rear car wants to be slower than the pulling car. But he needs to remember, if the engine doesn't run, that there might be no power braking and no power steering. Definitely so with older cars. The pulling driver has the task to deliver a very soft driving, so that the rear driver can adjust to the actions of the pulling car. He needs to brake softly, and especially he needs to accelerate very moderately. Otherwise, the rope can't take it. People don't tow cars very often, so yeah, there's a big gap of knowledge. But this doesn't apply to roundabouts.
Meine Fresse, Alter. Handy am Ohr und dann einfach nicht gucken. Hammer, das ist doch nicht normal.
It is fascinating how people keep thinking that phone and driving is completely harmless. Our man here is leaving his ground, and on the rather long and private path to the main road, he's just quickly entering his destination into Google Maps. Being very slow, whatever could go wrong? Way to go. You see, it's not even dependent on speed. Phone plus driving equals... I mean, what he did here is almost a piece of art. How do you navigate yourself into the ditch at walking speed? You can laugh about it, because there were almost no damages and it wasn't very hard to get that poor vehicle out of its predicament. But if you use your phone in the middle of traffic, nobody's laughing anymore when a severe crash is happening. Always keep that in mind. I can only hope that this action here is not the result of severe distraction. Suspension check successful. This here is a fun one. This light had a malfunction mere hours ago, and it caused quite the chaos in the surrounding area. Meanwhile, it's repaired, but I guess this guy in front of us was part of the earlier chaos? He isn't taking any chances. This light has broken his trust forever. I don't get people who are placing their cameras in so horribly awkward ways. Was it correctly aimed but just not properly secured, or is it really a matter of either incompetence or a heavy I don't care mentality? In any case, it's annoying to look at, just as it is very annoying when somebody stops at a green light. What's wrong with you, man? Could you use some life coaching to get your stuff together? You need to free your mind to regain your concentration. Some ice cream usually helps. Why do people keep mixing up how to use exit lanes and acceleration lanes? Exit lanes should be taken early, and acceleration lanes should be used for stepping on the frickin' gas and only leaving it at the end. Without acceleration, instantly moving onto the main runway at 30 miles an hour and without looking for traffic. This is expert level incompetence and deserves... Here, right in the middle of town, everything is pretty narrow, but this bright path should be easy to follow, right? I don't know why this guy got so far to the right, potentially the phone issue again, and he hit the helmet of that bike. But being the good and responsible driver, he never minds and just keeps going. At least not a hefty interaction of bike and car, if only this biker here had the same luck. At least the biker wasn't injured. Later the cops showed up on the scene and checked our footage, and they said both were 50-50 guilty. The biker for being too close, and the driver for being very oblivious by starting to turn without checking traffic and not using indicators. This clip here doesn't show as much action, but could still end in a similar way, because this cyclist there entered the main road without even looking to the slightest. She does not know if a car with 1,000,000 miles an hour approaches and would vaporize her. This dude here also didn't seem to waste a single look for traffic. Yeah, there is no need to look out for heavy moving steel boxes that could end your ignorant existence with just one touch. If that was too calm for you, we also got some bike stuff delivering a bigger portion of insanity.
Was ist der langweiligste Film, den Sie kennen? Ich verspreche, es gibt noch einen langweiligeren.
And of course, they are literally running that light too. Usually motorbikers are called organ donors, but these guys carry the title just as proudly. But certainly, cyclists are not always the bad guys.
Oh! Alter! Holy fuck!
Our man here is driving a heavy loaded truck with a very wide load, which is why he needs both lanes. The left lane is closed. There is a very short jam here, but patience seems to be even more expensive than gas, and some people don't have any left. That was one, but not the only one. After all, trucks must be overtaken. Too bad their special lane is ending over there and they need to get back in between other trucks. Boo-hoo. Say, does somebody of you own a roof box for your car? Concerning those, there is an issue that could potentially only happen in Germany. Because those boxes will hold up until the legal top speed all over the world. But without a speed limit, those boxes made of plastic simply can't hold up to the air resistance anymore when you're going too fast. Ah crap, one more clip of a cyclist who is not representative of other cyclists.
Junger Vater. Der hat doch einen Arsch offen.
Don't be too f***ing lazy to make a proper traffic check when changing lanes. And checking traffic is still way easier than in a truck. The navigation sends our man to the left lane because he needs to turn. But sudden roadworks make this lane end unexpectedly and he needs to get back right. Well, it can't be any more unfortunate. The BMW was hiding in the absolute worst spot for truck drivers, which gave him a free ticket for a not very enjoyable roller coaster ride. Oh look, a garbage truck in action. And this bus is also pretty much in action, though not in the most healthy way. Not only did they pass the garbage truck in this very bad spot, but there were two other cars behind it, which makes this whole overtake being a dick move of the finest kind. What do we have here? Could it be another story with distraction through some device you're not supposed to use while driving? Nah, it couldn't be, because all drivers act responsibly. We are in a truck on a country road and there is a beginning passing restriction. I wonder why. How f***ing stupid can you be? The big issue is that this dumbass is not only highly endangering 3 drivers, but potentially a load of kiddos. Which kiddos, you're asking? Those kiddos in his own goddamn vehicle. He's basically a bus driver, and somebody who's driving this badly should not be one. What is this guy doing on the left lane when he is barely making it past walking speed? Yeah, that is what you get when passing a bus on the wrong side of an island. He was intentionally breaking the rules, even though Germans love their rules. It's pretty obvious that the people in these scenes here aren't running the lights intentionally. That doesn't make a difference though concerning fines and potential crashes resulting of it. The issue is that many people are simply driving way too passively, thinking about 1,000 other things while driving and then missing even some of the most obvious things. This guy is either trying to aggressively squeeze into the other lane, or traffic is simply totally going over his head. Alright, traffic is a little slow, so what could you do? Well, simply take that unused third lane there and pass with your old piece of junk at around 100 miles an hour.
Was ein Alter.
But you think that was crazy? Think again. This white BMW guy is absolutely insane, passing on the shoulder with over 200 kph. If there was a karma cop, this guy would lose more than only his license. To the left side is a kid with a bicycle, and it doesn't look too weird at first. But Mark doesn't skip a beat and instantly stops. Awesome work. Turns out the shoelace has gotten badly wound around the pedal, and the kid was not able to get out of this mess. It took him like a minute to get this untangled, but it's really good to know that he took action. I am sure the parents would like to invite him to some really good apple pie. Thinking of apple pie, I would really like to have one as well. I better get this sorted out, and you know what that means. Aside from me getting fatter, it means this episode is over now, and if you want to watch more, there's your playlist with hours upon hours of content. So, I think you're set up. Now excuse me, the sugar is waiting for me.